It's here. It's here. It's here. It's here. It's here. Yes. 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 Oh my gosh, this is it. Look at that thing. Folks, you remember a couple weeks ago I found some like files on a Forest River file share server about a new toy hauler they had coming out. That's what this one is. We were lucky enough to get ahead of the curve, and I mean, I literally ran out here as the delivery driver brought this thing. This is the first of the new Wildwood FSX Max series. The badging doesn't look any different. You don't see any different stickers on it, but this is a different kind of toy hauler from this group. It's a little bit bigger and a little bit special in a couple ways. I can't wait for you to see this thing. And it still only tips the scales at 5,770 pounds as we see it here today, which is not bad considering it was built extra tall, has way more storage than a lot of the FSX toy haulers, frankly, pretty much all of them, now that I think about it. It has things like the new heated enclosed accessibility like Big Brother Full Wildwood, a camp kitchen that you don't normally find in this class, and it is specifically built to be side-by-side friendly. I will show you some footage at the end of this video where they loaded a Razor 1000 side-by-side of this thing. It can handle the big toys, ladies and gentlemen. The thing is, though, I don't know that it necessarily is only about the toy hauler. It has a really nice open look and living room feel. That big window on the door side helps. I love the ceiling height giving us that bigger shower. The bedroom is straight out of Big Brother Wildwood. This is awesome. If this is the future where this brand is going, sign me up. Now, like most toy haulers, back here you've got some kind of convertible seating and or sleeping arrangement. Right now I've got it in kind of hang out, chew the fat, shoot the breeze mode. And you probably have a hard time getting a good sense of scope and scale from this angle, but basically this is up to like 6 adults could comfortably sit here, 3 on each side. Not to mention the fact that this can also fold down into a decent sleeping space. For instance, you could use this as something of like a guest area back here. These things can fold down into a couple different ways. This could convert into one big giant bed. You could put the wedges at the head and foot areas, or you could do, like, you could sleep people like hot dog style. You know, like the gas station hot dog rollers? You could do that with your buddies or the grandkids or the guests or whatever right here. And you can have like a center divider in them so you don't got to worry about, hey, like, don't touch me at night when I'm sleeping, bro. Also, note the privacy curtains. That is an unbelievably uncommon detail that they put into this. Just a lot of thought went into this in all the different ways that you could use it other than just a toy hauler. It's almost like the name suggests you could use it to the max. Like some infomercial, but wait, there's more! Because hiding under both of these benches are 3 of these big totes that the bigger Wildwoods have really been known for. These are food-safe totes. All of these things together, there is, I think it's between 20 to 24 cubic foot of additional storage applied to this RV because of those. Now, naturally, when you're going to load your toy, you're going to have to get them out of the way. One of the nice things about those things, though, is if you noticed, they're made for stacking. Hey, Mike.
Hey.
Hey. Did you see these totes?
They are pretty nice.
You know what they're for?
For storage.
These totes were made for stacking, and that's just what they'll do. Do I sound like Goofy?
No, but you're a goofball.
And when they're all stacked together, that's all the more space it requires. So, I mean, you can kind of bust them out when you need them, take as many or as few as you require at any given time. And apologies if I'm over the top, just wacky today, folks. When I stumbled into this thing on Forest River servers, I was really excited about seeing this. It's something familiar but new and tweaked around a little bit, and I just didn't expect it to come in so quickly. And the execution is so good. Like the location of the tie downs, like all the way from the back to all the way up front there. Now, the question naturally begs, what can I load into this? The specific reason they're developing the FSX Max series, this new series of toy haulers, they're not discontinuing the old ones, by the way, is so that you can load side-by-side ATVs in here. Now, I'll put a little sample photo on the screen for you. Hopefully I don't forget, otherwise I'm going to look like an idiot. But at the end of the video, I'm going to basically include a slideshow where they had literally loaded a side-by-side into this so that you get a really good idea of the space and the depth and all the shape that's available in here. But a big part of what's making this work is the fact that this new Max series is 6 inches taller. This has a 7-foot ceiling clearance as compared to a traditional FSX toy hauler, which is 6.5 foot inside. That's the same height as, say, a Grey Wolf, a Cherokee. The Catalinas and the J-Flights are often 6'9". This is 7 feet. And they went that size so that it is just enough that if you have a tall thing like a side-by-side, a golf cart, or if you just want it to feel a little more open and airy, you want the extra windows, the light and the space, that's where this one comes into play. That's what's so cool about it. They're not discontinuing the old stuff. They're just giving us, as they said in Aladdin, a whole new world. And what's really awesome is how basically they borrowed not only from some other people, but like even themselves, like the 190 RT Wildwood FSX toy hauler basically has this exact same entertainment center. Where you've got the electric space heating, I would say Tootsie Toaster, but this is more like a midsection warmer. But it's a cool way to get some free heat in the RV if you're plugged into park power without burning up your propane. Now, if you're looking, you're like, huh, that's weird. They have drawers down there. It's serving a couple purposes. I think what I would do with it is I would get like a utensil organizer and put it in one. But the thing is, if you're really looking, in a sense, that is kind of our pantry right there, since we don't really have room for normal vertical pantry. We do, however, have these nice light colors, sealed edge counters all over the place. You see the fitted flush mount sink covers right there. Awesome little appliance corner. Look at the double outlets. I didn't even catch the other set of outlets the first time I walked through here. So, you know, you got a little place for like a blender. Maybe it's maybe you're setting up Margaritaville. And since they're taller, they threw some shelving in the overhead cabinets like their big brother, full Wildwood. We've got the centralized Coleman Mach AC unit here, which keeps us cool and runs a little bit quieter. There are options for a larger 15,000 BTU air conditioner. And what they have adopted standard, like a lot of brands, thankfully, is that larger 10.7 cubic foot DC compressor fridge right there. And I tell you what, it does not suck a lot of juice. And I know that because right now, the RV has no battery hooked up to it. We are utilizing a factory solar package that is live powering the RV with no generator, no nothing else. And I'll actually give you a little bit better demonstration of that as we step outside. Now, while the living room area kind of takes some influences from a couple areas, including the smaller FSX toy haulers, the bathroom and the bedroom here is 100% full-blood Wildwood. They didn't reinvent the recipe here. They just said, I like what you're doing. I like all that legroom here. And we're going to make it with an even taller shower. Since this has a 3-inch taller ceiling than even a full Wildwood, you have got terrific headroom in this thing. And similarly, the bedroom up here, this is pretty much just straight out of the full-blood Wildwood playlist. I want to make you a couple notes, though. I will always shoot you straight. I don't know if I'm going to call this a walk-around bed. I think you could argue that, but I think you could easily argue that it's not. Because you got this giant hutch and you're going, yo, what is that all about? There's an outside camp kitchen under this thing. That is yet another rather uncommon feature to find here. The good news is that below it, you can see right here, we've got like all these storage totes in that big shoe garage. This has all the same bedroom storage that you would normally get in a Big Brother full Wildwood, including, if you take note over here, you see this closet straight across from the bed. It has removable dresser shelves. It has a hanging rod up top. You can pack it up however you want. And if you want to, you can throw yourself a big screen straight across from the bed right there. Now, this is at a size, a weight, and a class. I want to address the towability of this. I know that there's a lot of people are going to be asking, is it half-ton towable? So I want to try to proactively answer that. And I think the answer there is, it depends. I'm not going to say yes. I'm not going to say no. It really depends on the cargo you're going to load into it. So what is your total loaded weight? And what is the capacity of the vehicle? It is still a fairly long trailer. It has a pretty hefty GVW. If you go nuts loading this thing, there's plenty of half-tons that wouldn't handle it maybe either safely or comfortably. Comfort is a thing that I can't tell you. Safety, I can tell you. Safety is just numbers. It's definitely going to be 3/4 ton towable all day. I don't know that you always need to go to that extent, but you definitely need to make sure you have an appropriate package if you are going to half-ton this. If you don't know how to calculate that or figure that out, call our team inside at Payload RV. We will always make sure we put your safety before the sale. If this doesn't work, we have smaller things that could work for you that are very similar. We are not going to get you hurt just to make a buck. And this looks good. It looks good. Like I said, it does not have any current Max badging. This is what they're calling a FSX Max subdivision of the FSX family. They didn't put any specific stickers to indicate that. It's just you can tell by looking at it, it's a bigger member of the family. Now, what do you think of this? Please leave us some feedback right here. This camp kitchen that occupies, it prevents a full pass-through. So let's talk about the plus and the minus. It prevents a full pass-through. It adds a little weight. It adds some cost. It is standard at this time. The factory is open to feedback on this, though. Should this be optional? Should it be full pass-through? Should it be standard? What should they do here? What I like about it, you got Dad's little medicine cabinet outside, and you got yourself a nice little griddle encased in that galvanized rolled steel kind of countertop space right there. There's also, of course, a propane cooker hooker right down below. It's got the right components. They basically took that straight out of their little single-axle FSX bunkhouses, and that's not a bad thing. Power tongue jack on the front here is a welcome find. At this class and price point, this is really blurring the lines between what I call a true toy hauler and a crossover ramper camper, like a Grey Wolf or the other FSX toy haulers. That extra height and size, the power jack, it's kind of in between. Another big time update on this one that the FSX series did not used to have, but they all now have, which is really cool. Again, borrowed straight from full Big Brother Wildwood, the heated and enclosed, sectionalized, easy to service accessibility. That is a cool thing. That's a big deal upgrade, maker breaker right there. So this is the other side of what would be a pass-through compartment. Again, we've got the camp kitchen kind of occupying part of that. This is kind of where you just got to toss the spare tire. Another thing here is you see that we've got that solar controller. I haven't talked about that a whole lot yet. I said we'd get back to it. This RV has the new FSX solar option built onto it. So how well does it work? Check this out. This is cool. So you see how I've got all the lights screaming, all the ceiling lights. I've got the awning light on right now. I'm going backwards down camper steps, which is a little bit tricky. When I come around the corner, there's no battery. There's no shore cord. There's no generator. There's no power coming into this RV other than just the magic of the sun. And yet we still have 12.5 volts of available juice coming into this thing. That is phenomenal. That is phenomenal. I do not have the 12-volt fridge turned off right now. It is basically, to an extent, a self-supporting little biodome ecosystem right now. Now, to be fair, what I am not saying is that you could take this thing in the middle of nowhere and it's always going to run off the... No, I'm not saying that whatsoever. I've got really good sunshine coming in right now. And the fridge is already down to temp. They do use more juice when the compressor has to kick on. When they're at like cruising temps like they are right now, it's only 3 or 4 amps. It's not a lot. But if you're going to go off grid, if you're just going to spend some time in a parking lot or in a backyard or something like that, it can really have an extended camp time before you even need to worry about second batteries, extra solar generators, anything like that. It lets you live life a lot more untethered and have a lot more of a backup plan. Like, what if the park loses power overnight? You want to make sure that everything, like all the stuff in your fridge, isn't going to rot and die out. This gives you a lot more peace of mind time to form a secondary game plan or just implement your secondary power source like a generator or whatever. Now, I had kind of another thought here. I'd like some more feedback on this for the factory. We asked about the camp kitchen. But this is a toy hauler, and it's getting bigger to be almost like a true toy hauler. What about generator prep? I think that might be big enough. I think there's space there they could do it, but the thing is, if you wanted a camp kitchen and gen prep, it would have no outside storage whatsoever. You would have to lift the bed to get to anything. So would you want, independent options, or would you rather have it where it's like an A-B, I want the camp kitchen or the gen prep, or I want nothing, or I want both? Like, what would your vote be? Ooh, good detail factor. The vent hood inside, the stovetop vent hood actually ventilates outdoors. It's frustrating how many big laminated, even fifth wheels don't do that. It's stupid they don't do that. Black tank flush. Hope you don't mind my obviously venomous opinion there. I tend to call things as I see them. A spade and a duck a duck. I don't hold a lot of that back. Black tank flush. Outside utility shower. And you see the little sprayer hose for the camp shower. My 2 cents, I think this should be part of the camp kitchen option, and I think it should be located by the camp kitchen. I've got a cold sprayer here. I've got a hot, cold shower here. I don't know that I need both. Part of the benefit here, though, is that this gets you a little more pressure so you can clean your stuff off better, like your toys. This is low pressure. It is an outdoor little camp shower. Maybe you want to put on a free show for the neighbors. I don't know. Some folks sometimes ask, what are these? What are these? What do those do? Those are air vents. So if you are loading something in this with a combustion engine, you're going to put some exhaust in the camper. You don't want it smelling like Grandpa's garage the entire time, although that actually does bring up some pretty nice memories from my childhood. That's always a fun thing being out there. But you don't want your camper smelling like that more than you can probably help it. So when you're going down the road, you can open those and allow this to really air out and ventilate out. I like the Ramp Patio Party Package. It sets up quick and easy. Some of them are kind of a bear. Some are not so fun. This one is pretty decent. You've got good awning space. And notice how those almost looks like bunk windows in the garage. They both open for airflow. You can actually, I think all the windows open for airflow. You can get some really good light blazing through here. She is backup camera ready. This is a little bit better view of that screen room, by the way. Not screen room, but I guess screen wall. It zips down the middle. It magnets in place. Obviously, you can kind of see through, but it helps keep the bugs out, you know, and I don't mean Bugs Bunny. But something I don't know that I really showed you very well is if I get up here, you can see that extra skylight in the ceiling back there just to let even more natural light and airflow in. This is just... I am shocked. I am straight shocked at all of the thought, attention, time, and details that went into this one. As long as I'm canvassing this sucker, might as well give you a look at the back door. Obviously not a whole lot to look at. I do like the positive cam locks though. And if I'm gonna offer even the slightest criticism here, I do feel like I gotta reach. And I'm tall. Now I can get to these easily. My wife, not so much. I like that those are key locked. I like that they're very secure. I do wish they were a little bit lower. That being said, I believe they are up high to make sure that that door is properly cinched down so that, you know, the top isn't bouncing open, because if the top of that is flopping a little bit and the rain is washing over the top of this thing, it will blow right down into that camper. So it might just have to be one of those, sorry guys, it is what it is things. So that's my take on it, folks. But what do you think? Let us know what you like about it. Or is there anything you'd change? Like, what do you think about the camp kitchen? What do you think about the skirting? Should it have some more skirting to hide some more of the chassis? The outside shower kind of sprayer location that I mentioned. Would we rather have that over with the camp kitchen? Should that be part of the camp kitchen option or not? Like, give me some feedback, because I know for a fact the brand manager, the designer of this, happens to watch our channel. I know for a fact he's going to be hawking this video, and I know for a fact he listens to customer feedback, and that's why he's making such good products today. So give them that direct feedback, and let's make this thing even better, shall we? That being said, for first run, that is pretty spectacular. Now, if you need anything else, you give us a call, leave us some feedback. Remember, we do it all at Payload RV, with the exception of hidden dealer fees. Those we don't do. So take care, stay safe, have fun, happy camping, everyone.